Hello, so the purpose of this short video is to take you into the idea of redesigning a product, meaning taking an existing product, I've got 3 little existing small products here, and then redesigning them to be better, but not totally redesigning them, improving them from what they are, so they're still recognizable, not actually creating a whole new design. Okay, I'm going to take this one to start off with. So it's a salt shaker, it's a salt cellar, I guess you'd call it, depending which country you were in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all sketch it in its original sort of shape. So I'm going to take it, you can't see it in the camera right now, there you go. Now you should recognize what I'm doing here. This is an isometric drawing I'm choosing to do, and you should see over there that what I'm doing is I'm crating. Okay, so I'm basically, I've got a circle over there and I've got a circle around the top over there. So basically the overall shape of the product is like that. It's got a bit of a lip on the top. It's got a bit of a lip on the top. It goes round here. Okay, so there's my crate. Actually, I've done my crate slightly darker than I should have, purely so it shows up on this video. Okay, normally I do my crating softer. However, let's draw the product now. Now you'll notice that I'm not drawing it to be absolutely perfect. I'm deliberately not drawing it sort of top quality. Okay, and there's some guidelines for me because I can see the word salt. So there we go, salt. Okay, it's got a kind of a lip over there, which is really important. It's slightly rounded. And then what I think I'll do is I'll just add a bit of a shadow going down the side, like so. Okay, so I'm happy with that little sketch. So what I would do here is I would write original. So there is the original, okay? And over here, improved. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my improved version. Now actually this isn't really the task, if you think about it. The main thing about this is that this is simply the product, so I know what it is. Whoops, how silly of me, I've just missed the most important part. It's got 3 little holes for the salt to come out of course. Okay, and I'll leave it just over there so you can sort of see it. Maybe what I can do is turn it sort of sideways so you can see what I'm talking about. Now over here, and I think I'll do it slightly larger this time, I'm now going to do my improved version. Okay, so what I'm looking at with this one is, first of all, I think that the top is slightly too small. Okay, and so there we go. So you can see I'm not drawing like perfect drawing here. That's not the purpose of this. The focus of this task is creativity. And so there's my basic shape. Okay, there's my basic shape. Now I also feel that around the middle there it should actually curve inwards slightly. The reason why I feel it should curve inwards is because this would make it easier to grip if you were at the table. Okay, so I'm just going to stick a little bit of kind of shading over there to make it so you can see it coming in. Okay, so there we go. And I also, thinking about it, I think that if it had some kind of base to it, so let's just say this was kind of a plastic rubbery base. Personally, I'd rather it wasn't plastic because that's not very good for the environment, but I'm just going with the task. Okay, and then on the top, there's my top. I think the top should be larger, and I think that the holes, first of all, there should be more holes, and there also should be a hole so it can look like a smiley face, simply because it's fun. Why not? I also think that it's a bit old-fashioned to write the word salt, because I'm just thinking more interesting if it's something a bit more modern. So what I would do is I would have an S. However, it's not going to be an S like a traditional looking S. It's going to have a certain modern feel to it. There we go. And I'm just going to fill that in. So remember, I'm not aiming at perfect work here. This is a demonstration. Yours could be better sketched. Sure, you could take a bit more time on it, but the whole purpose of this is a demonstration of what you would sort of be aiming at in your task. Okay, so basically I could call that original and then improved. Okay, now here's the important part. This is the really important part that you need to now focus on. You need to identify what the improvements are. Do you notice how I'm doing what's called annotation? Now when I'm doing line, 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 that's of course where you would write something down. Okay, so for example over here, if I was writing, which I'm not going to do now purely because this video is meant to be, I'll stick that over there so the shadow doesn't go too much good. So this video isn't meant to be sort of detailed, it's meant to just be an introduction so you can do the task, right? So here we go. Over there I would write, there are more holes, which means that more salt can come out more quickly. I would write over there that the S has been changed to be a little bit more modern and less traditional and old-fashioned. There is more of a curve in what we might call an hourglass shape, which makes it easier for the fingers to hold if you're eating. If you're in the middle of eating pizza and you're eating with your hands, your fingers might be a little bit oily. You don't want the salt to slip. And of course here I've added a kind of a rubberized base so it doesn't slip on the table quite as much. Now, I was going to actually sketch these two products just as an example, but I actually think that as an example you can see the idea. Now I've chosen small products like this, so this is sort of a TV remote, this is a little bicycle light. I mean heck, I can tell you now, this bicycle light could definitely be improved. I'll see if I can bring it closer to you there. So basically I can tell you now that the button on this bicycle light is very small. It's very shady, I think that's clear. That's very small. I think it would be better if there was a big button on the top, which would be easier to press, particularly when I'm cycling in winter time and I've got big gloves on. Okay. I also think that this light would be good if there was a little bit of light shining from the side, or there's a little bit already, but more light shining from the side, so if I was in the dark, a car or a person who was next to me could see me, not just the people in front of me. So there are definitely things I would improve about this product. So the whole point is, if I was doing this, I would sketch it, doing my crating, and then I would sketch the improved version, and then I would annotate it, as in label it, to clearly explain why. Now the proper term for this is justifying your design decisions. Justifying meaning explain why. Okay, so I could say, why do you put tea in your why do you put sugar in your tea? And you would say, because I think it tastes nicer, because it's sweeter. You've just justified your choice, given a reason why. Okay, so the thing is to play. Does it need to be a small product? Of course not. It can be a large product. It just depends on your drawing skills. So take something that you can draw relatively easily, so you're not pushing your drawing ability too much, and then get that improved version. And just, I mean, thinking about it, maybe I've made a mistake by using the word redesigning, and maybe I should just be saying improving a product, because it's still a very, very similar product. It's not like a brand new version. It's just that you could call this version 1, and this you would call version 1.2, meaning it's just slightly better. Okay, go off and have fun.